What is up, everybody? Welcome to Ask Matt. Welcome to episode 4. It gets better every day. First, I just want to kick it off with something positive. So we're going to talk about OCGN real quick. And I'm going to tell you guys what I tweeted out this morning. I saw the volume was building. I saw there was demand, even though there was people selling yesterday, and the outlay was pretty strong. You saw that the stock actually went up yesterday. I heard it spiked right before close. I'm just going to look real quick. 42%, and it's even after hours. So 42%. So anybody that paid attention to my alert this morning, and I talk about volume, I talk about demand. That's what I see. That's what I'm best at. So please, if you paid attention, you saw it. I showed it again when the stock was $7.26. I showed you where it was building. I mentioned that we could see a dip. It could be a good entry point. We always see a lunchtime dip. So I'm going to talk about that when we get to the market. I'm going to talk about real quick. I have another options play that I mentioned today that was doing quite well before the president announced that he was going to do his capital gains tax. So that stock was Blink. Just going to pull that up real quick. All right, so here we go. So I mentioned this morning when it dipped, that was when I purchased. I actually purchased at 98 cents. I alerted. Now, I only share my trades through transparency. I don't tell you guys go in, go out. I usually follow my rules like 50% of the time. You guys should follow my rules 100% of the time. They're there for your safety. I'm not a financial advisor. The percent of my portfolio that relies on options trading is 1%. So yes, I mentioned risky. I showed it $1.02 that I was making like 4 cents or $4 per contract, and people got in cheaper than me. They got in 90 cents. They got in 98 cents. The point was the stock was doing quite well. I sold at $1.35. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, I sold on that first peak at $1.35. I re-entered on the second one. So the third highlight I'm showing you was where I re-entered. It went as low as 98 cents is what I'm showing you in the first picture. I ended up purchasing at $1.02. I wanted to make sure it was going in the right direction. So what happened? Okay, let's get into the market. What happened with the market today? And I'll explain what happened to the options after that. But what happened to the market? So usually there's a lunchtime dip, and then during the lunchtime dip, they came out and the Republicans said, hey, we've got a new bill, and it's going to be $568 billion, and it's going to counter Joe Biden's dollar bill for infrastructure and all those other good things that this country sorely needs. I mean, we really need to be a better country, but I don't want to talk politics. I'm just telling you what they're putting forward and what the other side's putting forward. So that exacerbated the lunchtime dip just a bit. And I'm like, okay, it's recovering. It recovered stronger than I thought, but I thought today would be a strong day in the market, just based on technicals that I'm reading into the charts. So what happened? Every time something's going good, and we all feel this way. If you feel this way, please follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my platform. You'll see these alerts. We still find the good and the bad. You know, there are still silver linings in the clouds. But back to what Biden said. So he came out and he said the tax rate's going to be, or he proposed a capital gains tax rate. He didn't say the tax rate's going to be, but I think it's over 40%. Was it like 40%, 43%, 44%? Whatever it was, whatever he suggested or proposed, because it still would have to be voted on. It tanked the market. It tanked the Blink options, all right? So Blink was, $1.40 again, and then it went all the way down to, I executed my sell order, just breaking even on both trades. I made 33 cents on the first trade. I lost 30 cents on the second trade. So I made 3 cents, which is 3% because I was giving this position out at 98 cents. Oh, God. So 3%, whereas I could have made 50% if I just sold it once. I got back in. It was a smart thing to do. The market was telling me that. I know some of you basically did that. What does the platform charge on? I'm not sure what you mean, but we use Stripe as our payment system. You can use your debit card or credit card. My platform's only $3.49. I didn't realize it was running on the bottom of the screen. It's per week. I give you my updates, all that other good stuff. I show you through transparency in my spreadsheet, you know, what's going on in the market. But I'm not here to advertise myself. If you like what you see, you're probably subscribed already. And if you hadn't, you're probably missing out. Okay, so back to the market. So it tanked. I thought it was going to recover pretty strong. That's what we started to see. It was down 365. I thought we'd end the day at 260. Then I got so confused. And those of you who follow me know that. I gave a warning that I saw the demand build up to sell. I saw it for like 5 segments straight. So it was about 12 minutes, I guess. And I warned, the market could crash at the end of the day, meaning it could go back to minus 365. I'm not really sure where it ended, so I really want to look first. It ended up 321. Okay, so kind of like broke even, which is why I was so confused. So I thought it was going down 365. And then I thought, you know what? No, I'm wrong. It is recovering. All right. So I think it's going to go down maybe 260. Okay. It didn't. It split the difference. It was up and down. People didn't know what to do. Some people were selling at the end of the day. Guess who was buying at the end of the day? Anybody? Institutions. That's right. You guess institutions were buying. Why? Because their tax rules aren't really going to affect their client. They probably have loopholes. There's probably like a grandfather clause. Their investments were already invested as long as they didn't withdraw it before this year. Whatever it is, I'm not an accountant. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to share my thoughts with you. So my thoughts are, it didn't change their game plan. Okay? Kathy Wood at ARC, she was still buying her stocks. This investment bank was still buying their stocks. Real quick, I do want to speak about, what's that company? Fisker, okay? Fisker, and the other one's Ride. Now, I don't know Ride that well, but I know Fisker, and I've been charting it for a couple days, and I gave the alert out the other day. I was a day late, but we still got a nice gain out of it, all the way to $15.15. I held mine, okay? So what happened with the banks? Well, here's what happens. When a bank takes a wrong position on something, and they're losing money, or their clients are losing money, let's say they sold calls. Let's say their clients shorted the stocks. It's very heavily shorted stock. So what are they going to do? Well, my clients are losing money. I want the stock to go down. How can I manipulate the stock? I'm going to tell you. The analyst comes out. No, analysts have to get so many permissions before they can release a statement saying the stock's going up or down, right? So it's amazing. After 2 strong days for Fisker, all of a sudden the analyst comes out and says $10 stock. And he doesn't keep it as a hold like he did for a Ride. He actually says it's going to be an underperform, like you should sell the stock. Okay, let's see where that one ended up. So you guys know what I think about analysts. They're full of poop. Okay, they must get approval from their bank. So if an analyst figures something out on Monday, he's got to submit it for approval. Somebody will get back to him on Tuesday. He'll say, can I do it? What's your price target? Somebody else will review it on Wednesday. And finally, Thursday, he will put out his price target that he was thinking about on Monday. So usually they're late. They're wrong. They're never on time. And they're always have some type of manipulation or some underlying meaning. When a bank says, hey, I think XYZ stock is going to 100, guess what? They're already invested in XYZ stock. They're not like you on the sidelines and they go, XYZ stock's going to 100. And they go, oh, look, it's going up. I should buy some. No, they plan ahead. I teach about planning ahead, but not in that fashion. They plan ahead because they know what the stock's going to do as soon as they leak the press release that the number's going to be whatever it's going to be. So that's what they do. So you're thinking, okay, there's so much market manipulation. How are we going to win? I used to be on the bad side. I used to work for these hedge funds. I used to work for these institutions. I know all the tricks of the trade. I know how to manipulate a stock. But I also know what's most important. And most important is what I do. I see patterns, I see demands, and I see volume. And as it grows, which it did in the case of OCGN, which I just got to see where we are after hours. Okay, it's up 3% after hours. So what is that, like 27 cents? So what is it, $9.50? Excellent. I might up my price target. We might go up to like $14 on the stock. I mean, if it's strong demand like I saw today, I mean, the demand was outrageous the last 2 days. It's only getting started. Especially if the market is shaky or wavery, you want something that you actually think is going to do well. So I wonder if the institutions were buying. I can quickly tell. I'll just look at my phone. I'm going to go to the bottom and large scale orders last 5 days, right? It's in thousands. So basically Monday they bought $300,000 worth. Nothing on Tuesday, $190,000 on Wednesday. They sold $551 yesterday. When it spiked, a lot of them were taking profit. Today, it was 3 times the massive volume as yesterday for buying. $1.7 million worth. I'm probably reading that wrong. It's probably like $170 million worth or some shit like that. Excuse my language, because there's 200 million shares, $9 stock. That's 180 million. I don't know. Anyway, I'm good with math. I'm good with theories. Some things I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so back to the market. The market tanked. We're talking about the capital gains tax at 43.9%. It's just a proposal. We spoke about the Fisker stock, OCGN. All right, Tiger. It's my favorite stock of the year, TIGR, okay? It is resilient. Let's see where it finished up. probably $18.50. Let's see, 18.33. Oh, disappointing. I thought it was going to finish at 18.51. Always make a guess. If you're charting something, if you have a stock that you're invested in, always make a guess. If your guess is wrong, reevaluate. This is what I mean when I talk about reevaluating your positions every day. So it's a learning experience. So you look at your 5 stocks or 10 stocks that you're in. I like 4 or 5 stocks personally because that's a lot to review. All right. But you look at your stocks each day and you'll get more comfortable with this. And you'll say, hey, Tiger, what do I think? Well, let me look at the chart. Great. My original price target, because always have a price target or else you're a bag holder. So you always have a price target, which implies a strategy and an exit point. So mine for Tiger right now, I think by May 21st, again, this is my opinion only, I think Tiger will probably be around $27.50 by May 21st. I'm not telling you guys to go out and buy the options. I do what I do. I'm transparent. I took a big gamble today. I'll share that with you guys later. I wonder how that's turning out. See, I don't really care because I only have less than 1% of my money in options. So when I'm taking a gamble, I tell you how risky it is or this or that, or I tell you it's not risky. Tiger options, I said, weren't risky, but they've been up and down. The stock's been up and down. It goes up 10%, 4%, 3%. It goes down 12, 18. I mean, it's pretty crazy. But that's one of my favorite stocks. Let's look at Blink we spoke about. So, yeah, basically before the market tanked, I was bullish on the market. I was seeing results in my stocks. I mean, everybody was, right? And then the market ended up down 313 points, which is a huge drop from what it was up. You got tech, which was having a fantastic day, and I have many indicators. So I speak about tracking stocks. All right, another quick lesson. You could pick stocks like the FANG, but I like to pick more active stocks that have to do with everyday life, like Square or PayPal or Roku or something like that. And I use those as my trackers. Or I know ARK likes Jumia, and I know millennials like Jumia, and a lot of institutions do as well. So that's my tracker. So I see, okay, well, it's up in the morning, it's up a few percent. So people are very bullish on the market or something to that extent. If it drops real quick, I know what's coming because institutions beat you to the punch. All right. When you have a stock and you see like a quick 10-cent drop or 20-cent drop, and you're like, okay, it's not much. It could, rebound really quickly. That's not a lot for this stock. But you'll see like bent up, like all of a sudden there's bent up demand, like a big candlestick you guys refer to it as. Then you'll see about 10 minutes later, they'll drop a bomb and the stock will be down like 80 cents. And while you're still thinking, what should I do? It's down 20 cents. Now it's down 80 cents. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, but there are indicators. So when I pick trackers and I try and share my trackers on Twitter, I give you indicators of what to look for during the day. So the market could be having a rough day, but I'll give a tracker out. And if the tracker's rebounding, then you pretty much know the market's going to rebound. And it works the other way. If I give a tracker out and all of a sudden you see 10 minutes later, it just drops and the market's still holding strong, which is why I got ready to get rid of my Blink options today. Blink was holding strong. The market tanked, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's just, a setback. It was a hiccup or something to that extent. And then I heard the news. So I removed that it was not a hiccup. And then I went and sold my options. But let me tell you why, guys, I don't like Robinhood. All right. And I understand why you don't like Robinhood. So options, you have 10 contracts, let's say. Blink is on the way down because they just announced this tax gain, capital tax gain. Blink was $36.14. I remember it very clearly. I'm thinking, why isn't it under $36? Maybe I'm going to hold on. It's not so bad. The market just tanked. This stock is holding up. This is a volatile stock, right? So I'm expecting it to just fall. So I go to my options position. I see the large spread, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Just play it safe. Put in an order to sell. Take your profit, because I made 33 cents the first time. I was only going to lose like 12 cents the second time. And then all of a sudden I put in my order, and it didn't take. It took my order, but it didn't sell my position. So I'm like, okay, modify order. So I looked. The bid was like 4 cents lower. So I'm like, okay, I'll give it away at that price. I will lose the $4 extra per contract. Put in the 4 cents lower, execute, boom. Still open. Why is it still open? The stock is going down. Now it fell hard. It fell hard. They just took extra money from me. I feel like Robinhood just robbed me. Do you guys feel like Robinhood robbing you? I mean, there are so many stories out, but now I understand, especially newer traders that are like, oh, we simplified the platform. It's so easy to use Robinhood. It is easy. You have to know up here what's going on. If your stock is going down and the bid is 70 cents or $70 per contract, if you're using Robinhood and you want to get out, you have to put it like 2 cents lower. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm sharing my experience. I don't use Robinhood. I did it. I cleared out some money. I was going to show you guys how to grow 2,200 into a lot of money. I was up this morning. The account went up from like down 700, but now I think it's down like 400 or 500. I don't even know. We're probably back to where I started today at. Not happy about that. Not happy at all. Let's see. Oh, actually, Uptech went up 22 cents today. Okay, so there was a positive. It did go up today. So my options probably gained a few cents at least. All right, so I probably had a better day than I thought. I just was so upset about Blink, but it was more about the president and his capital gains tax. I mean, why would he have to do it on a green day? If he does it on a red day, say the market's down 300 points, right? And he says the word capital gains tax. You know what happens? The market goes down 1,000 points. And the great thing is, I would alert everybody. I'd be like, dude, capital gains tax. I would do an alert. I'd do a broadcast to all of Twitter. I would say, like, capital gains tax, the market's down 300 points. And I would be crazy about it. It's probably going to be 1,000 points. I got to go right now because I got to make trades. And I would hang up the thing. And I would be buying the VIX. But speaking about the VIX, I invest in the UVXY. Very easy. It's the letters of the alphabet. UVXY. What is that? All right. So I'm going to explain it because it's very risky. Okay. That's number one. Very risky. If you buy stock, it's an ETF. It's less risky. But most people that play or buy or sell call options or buy or sell put options, they like risk. They like craze. Okay. So if the market is stable, the VIX, which is the volatility index, goes down. So I think it spikes maybe 19 today. I heard people before the announcement about capital gains tax, I heard people saying it was going to go down from 16 or 17 down all the way to 14 before there was any change. So the UVXY is like the VIX on steroids. You multiply it by 1.5 times, it's an easier way to lever your position. Okay, so with that said, all right, there are many ways to invest in the market if there's craziness or not craziness. Every time there's craziness, the UVXY spikes, all right? So that would be a play. The SQQQ, okay, is the inverse times 3 of the NASDAQ. So if tech is going down and you think it's going down hard, the SQQQ would be a great outlet. The opposite is if you think tech's going up a lot and it's at new highs and it's going higher and you think today was just a hiccup, the TQQQ, which was as high as 109 the other day, I think it's $104 now. Again, it's the whole index. So you get like the best of tech, and if it goes down because the best of tech are going down, then it goes down. But they have the same thing for the Dow. They have components. They have what they call derivatives. So they take different stocks and different positions. It's just allowing you the more derivatives and options that you have to buy. And when I say options, I'm not talking about the actual options. I'm talking about options like I can choose A, B, C, or D. The more options, it's like at a casino. The more things they put on the table for you to bet on, the worse it is. If you play blackjack and they have match the dealer or something like that, you don't want to play that. If you're playing anything else and there are side bets, any kind of side bets, you don't want to play that. The casinos put them in place to take your money. The institutions come up with these derivatives. Why? To take your money. So anything that has an ETF in it, right? An ETF, an exchange traded fund, they charge an expense for managing the fund. Every day, they take money out of the fund. So if you own stock or whatever, I mean, it's so small, but it's a lot of money. I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of shares traded for each penny on these ETFs. I mean, it's crazy. It is a way to leverage yourself. And if you think the market's going down, yeah, you could day trade it or 2-day trade it. When I trade these instruments, what I call them, or derivatives, I'm usually in it for like 1 or 2 days. So when someone says, I went out a month with this, you probably paid a lot of money. It's probably very safe, which is great. Congratulations. But the UVXY, all it does is go down. Every time I play it, I buy puts on it. Again, my opinion only. It spikes to 15 because there was a riot, and I buy puts. And I only hang in for 2 days. It's at $5 now. So, I mean, that just tells you the direction it's going in. But if you don't know, like there are new people on there and new people on Webull, which is how some of you found me, or any other trading platform that has a message board. There are people that say, what is this stock? I don't know what this stock is. This stock is going up. It's not a stock. It's an ETF, an exchange traded fund. So the people that say the stock is going up or the stock is so low, I have to buy it. It's at the bottom. It can go lower. If that ETF goes low enough, what they'll do is a reverse split. The price will go back up. They'll do a 5-for-1 reverse split because people own shares, and it'll go from $4 or whatever back to 20. And then you could short it again by buying puts. So let me tell you, the end of the day, I was confused about the market. I tweeted out, get out, fire sale. It's going down. I saw 20 minutes of strong selling, and then I saw 10 minutes of really heavy buying. And I'm like, no, the market's going up. The market's going, scratch that last comment, please, going up. So I was like, let's jump in for me, the UVXY, and I paid 17 cents and 18 cents, and it's a $5 put expiring tomorrow. So what does all that mean? Just to simplify options, if you don't know options, I'm going to explain a quick lesson. Real simple. I have the option to sell 100 shares at $5. I buy a put because I think it's going down. It's at $5. So that's where the stock is, not the stock, the ETF. Okay, that's where the ETF is trading at $5. I think it's going down. I want the option to sell 100 shares at $5. So if it goes down to $4.50, the difference is 50 cents times 100 shares, $50. So if I buy 10 contracts, it's $500. Okay. The point is, the option we went with it, I paid 17 and 18 cents, meaning my break-even point would be if the stock or ETF goes down from $5, 17 and 18 cents. So 482 and 483. So as long as it goes below 482 and 483, I'm golden. Now, the great thing about this ETF is the movement. It is so volatile. So if there is something happening in the capital and you hear about it first, it's going to spike. It's a volatility index. However, if the market's just flattening out tonight, there's no crazy news, nobody's really talking about the tax, the capital gains tax. It was like, yeah, that won't happen for months, if not even years, or somebody comes out with like analysis like that. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I can't see much worse happening. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Again, less than 1% of my account is in options. If you guys are trading options with 100%, you're very risky. I don't like that. However, I have rules like the 25% rule. So you don't go in with 2 feet. You buy a position. It goes down a certain percentage. In my case, I say 40 or 50%. And you're allowed to buy a second position. The same amount of money. So you spend $500, it goes down 50%. It's only $250. You buy 2 positions. That's $500. It's a 25% rule. So the great thing is you now have 3 contracts. Your average price is closer to where it is than where it was. If it goes back to 5, you're up 33% by averaging down correctly. You weren't right about the stock or ETF or whatever we're talking about. The point is, you take your first position, you average down. Now, you only average down the second time. You wait a day. I don't like when people average down in one day, because what if the stock really tanks and your option's tied to it and it goes down 90% and you average down at 40% and you're like, what? Now I'm still worth 10%. Like, it's just crazy. So there are rules in place for a reason. They're all on my platform. But the point is, you follow the rules, you drop 50% or even more, let's say it's down 70%, you buy 2 contracts because you can, you're spending the same amount of money. Okay, your average goes down to 53, right? And when it spikes above 53, you're green. Originally, you wouldn't be green. So if you went all in on an option and it's down 30%, you're still red. However, when it's down 30%, if you do it the right way, you're green by 1% or 2 or 3. And if it goes back to your original price, and you're even, and you're like, thank God I can get out of this. I hate options. They stress me out. Oh, my God. Your one option, you did it the wrong way. When it goes up to the original price, if you have 3 contracts, now you're up 33%. And you're like not scared. You think you plan in advance. So again, options, we plan in advance. If you use Robinhood or any other platform and you have 1 contract or 5 contracts or 10 contracts, it doesn't matter. You go, okay, I have a call. I'm going to schedule to sell a call. So make sure you have sell and buy the right things, okay? If you have a call, you're selling it. If you want to buy a call, you're buying it. Okay, somebody DM'd me on the side today, and their money's being held because they tried to jump into a position, and they went the wrong way. And they need $5,000 on the side to cover that position. They had $5,000, so they covered it. And I told him just reverse the position. He said, I did, and it doubled. So he did the same thing twice. I said, it's okay. Go to the position. Just hit close. Make sure you put in your limit price. You're going to break even. They're going to free up your cash flow when you're done. Okay. They only hold your money in case you have a certain liability that you could lose on. If you're selling options and the stock goes up or down a certain percent, if it's a $5 stock, you can go down to 0. So, I mean, technically you could be responsible for $5. So that's why they held that money from him. But again, if you do the wrong thing, take a deep breath. You're not going to be in trouble. You figure out you did the wrong thing. You see where your position's at. And if it's up 10%, close it out. Do the right thing. You just made 10% for free. If you're wrong and you're down 10%, say, okay, lesson learned. I'm inexperienced. I got excited. I did the wrong thing. It's okay. Don't think that you're dumb. It happens a lot. I mean, it happens to a lot of people. I bought the put, I sold the call, I did this. I mean, these systems, they try and make it easy for you, but they trick you. They say it's easy, but nothing about the market is easy. If the market were easy, everybody would have been involved in the market. Everybody would be making money. It's not. And the institutions don't like that they don't have a grip on the market anymore, that people like Reddit and other platforms and things can move the market just by talking about it. Do you think they like that? Such worry. So it's almost like their dad, they're the father and they're trying to scold us and teach us how to behave. Behave. This is how the market reacts. And if you don't behave, we're going to take your money. That's what the institutions are saying to you. So yeah, I know what we want to say to them. We want to say, screw you. So what's the way to screw them? Learn how they're thinking. Learn about the psychology of trading. Learn what I'm trying to share with you. Okay? I tell you when I see certain things, I tell you the way of thinking. When the market dips, okay, here's this situation, I guess. The market dips now twice in the morning. So when we see that morning dip, and my group's been talking about it, and I say, get ready for the morning dip, and they go, yep, everything's on sale. I sold on open or whatever it was. I planned ahead. Again, certain rules are there for a reason. And in this type of turbulent market, it's scary. And if you don't plan in advance, you get screwed. You get screwed and you're selling at the bottom and you're scared selling and you don't know what's happening in the market and you're not expecting a rebound and you're the person that they're targeting. You're also the person that I'm targeting. And I'm not shy to admit it. I don't market. This is my marketing. I share knowledge. But they're targeting you. And I'm talking to 30 to 50 million of you. I mean, there's maybe like 100 now, right? Maybe this goes viral. I doubt it. I'm not that good. All right? Or lucky, maybe. I mean, I'm pretty good. But anyway, you have to figure out the market. You have to think like them. If you can think about the institutions and think like them and do what they do ahead of time, because they can't buy into a stock right away. So I see spikes at different times in the market, and I know those are institutions. So we're talking about this morning's, or usually there are morning double dips, and history repeats itself. The morning sells off. When it sells off, it doesn't sell off every morning. When it sells off once, it gives you that little fake hope, and then it sells off again. So the institutions are doing the double dip, all right? Didn't happen today. The markets were actually positive today. There was only a single dip. We were all there for it. And then we got screwed by capital gains tax. Stop bringing that up. All right. Prepare for the double dip. That's the new institution thing. If that's all you get from my video, that institutions and the market likes to double dip and fool you so that you pay more on the first recovery. Today it was different. Today the markets were strong. Said the markets were going to be strong. They ended strong. The volume was so strong yesterday. That's why when I chose my risky position today, which I did, thank goodness I sold the first time, secured some profit, and thought it would dip again just because it spiked. It was anytime something spikes ridiculously much, it's okay to sell. People are going to sell. Psychology of trading. So people are selling, you sell first. When you think the spike is at the top, plan ahead, sell your position, claim your profit. And you know why? It always goes back down. I mean, speaking about Tiger, which is my favorite stock, we've been in there like four times. Four times I've had the option to buy those contracts for like $2.50. I don't know if it dipped that far today. I think it ended up, we spoke about that. But point was, you missed the first time it went to $4. Then it was at $2 the next day. Why? How do I know? Because I bought 3 contracts. I averaged down. I got so excited that I was upset because it was going down. I'm not going to lie. It was like Tiger went to 1650 that day. Maybe it was Tuesday. And I'm like, if I'm wrong about this, is my favorite stock. Well, I'll be crazy. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting a little cracky right now. I think I'm almost done, and I think I just want to answer your questions today. But let's go into that last trade. So the UVXY, probably spoke about that. I think the market's going to settle down. I think it wants to recover. I'm hoping there's no crazy news tonight. I don't expect much from the futures. Okay, futures don't mean anything. Less than 1% is traded before or after. There will be certain stocks that spike because they have real news. Netflix tanked yesterday or 2 days ago because their earnings sucked and their guidance sucked. So yes, that will have an impact. If there are big people reporting today, I hope they report, who reported? Whirlpool. They crushed it, up 50%. And the market didn't react because the market was having such trouble today. So it's crazy. Yeah, share this broadcast with someone. I'd love for this to go viral. I'd love for the institutions to know that somebody's on the other side fighting against them, that somebody's smarter than them. Because let me tell you who's working for the institutions. This is the best thing. They got out of college. They're 26, 27, 28. Now, you guys could be 26, 28. You could be younger. You could be in high school, right? But they are cocky, man. They went to UPenn, Columbia, Yale, Stanford, Harvard, wherever they are. They're on Wall Street. I hope they're watching this. This is great. So you guys paid all that money for this education. It's not the psychology of trading. You don't have to be as smart, and we're on to you. We know exactly what you're doing. We figured you out. It doesn't take much to figure you out because you're young, cocky in most cases. The people that make decisions, the Jamie Dimons of the world, they do want to change the world. You know, the CEOs of different companies, I think, who was it? MasterCard is giving a ton of money to this Black female entrepreneur that's all about supporting, new ventures by Black-owned women. It's great. She mentioned that venture capital is mostly predominantly white men. It's unfair. That's who's running these institutions. So the people running the institutions, they're good guys, most of them. They do charity work. They do a lot of good things. It's not them that's doing this. They have to make money. These banks have to make money. How are they going to make money? They're going to take your money. There's so much money on the market right now. Think of it, 30 to 50 million new traders. There's $8 billion that's marginalized on the market. There wasn't that in 12 years of trading. So if you missed my other videos, 12 years has been condensed into 8 months. 8 months of bullish market. People are borrowing money to go. So yeah, I mean, it's possible it's going to capitulate sometimes, but I don't think so. We're in a strong market right now. I hear some institutions are talking one thing. I have a friend who's just so bullish on the market right now, and he convinced me. I'm hard to convince. He convinced me. I am very bullish on the market. I had money on the sidelines. I got a great price this morning. Before the market spiked and on the dip, I got amazing prices. You on my platform know my pricing. Everything was looking great, and then the market tanked. I'm still pretty happy where my entry points were. So another lesson, comfortability. No matter if you're trading options, stocks, be comfortable. If you're rushing to enter a position, don't. It's not the position for you. There's no need to rush into any position. Nothing's that good. Everything comes back. So you miss the UVXY once, it'll come back again. You miss a stock once, you want to invest in, what was that stock that took off this morning? QS, right? Quantum Science, right? Quantum something, right? It was shorted, then it was back. It was strong this morning, up like 8%. Somehow it always comes back, no matter what stock it is. You'll look at something. Don't chase. Don't pay the ask. Okay? This is the only thing you get from my video, besides it's us versus the institutions. Do not chase. Do not pay the ask. Comfortability. If it's stock, put in a price you're comfortable with. If the stock's at $10, say, okay, it's going to go down 5% today. I would be comfortable. 8%, comfortable. Whatever it is. If the stock's down 3 and 4%, then you pick a price target like $9.62. It's down 3.8%. And you're happy. If it goes down and it goes to like $9.54 and it's down 4.6%, don't be upset with yourself. Oh, I could have saved money. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Should I average down? No, we have a specific rule. It's a 10% rule. I get excited. There are specific times to average down. There is no guesswork in trading. We're trading against computers. So here's another interesting fact. Do you know who trades the market for these institutions most of the time? Computers. 90% of the trades are like algorithms on computer. Well, that's how it used to be. That number might not be correct anymore now that there are 30, 50 million new traders. So the market used to be different. It used to be computer traded, algorithms. You have to get in front of them. It's still, they didn't get rid of their computers. So they're not like, there are 30 million new traders. Damn computer, and throw it away. It's not gone. It's still there. It still executes everything. They're still so fast. They want to buy a stock at a certain price, but there's a buffer. So if the stock's moving up, they get the entry. You guys using Robinhood, let's go back to Robinhood. Terrible. You're like, okay, $3.89, 100, no, not 1,000 shares. And you're like, it's good. And no, and now you're looking at it's like 4 cents higher. You're like, okay. And then you're like, don't have enough money because it went up 4 cents. So now you have to, if this happened to you, please like my video and share it with a friend. If that story happened to you, please share this with a friend, okay? Only if it happened to you. That's how confident I am that it happened to you, all right? So if you're using Robinhood, you're punching in, you're like 1,000, 100 shares, and then it puts it in the wrong place, then it's telling you to buy, and you're trying to sell, and you're like, you're so confused. You're not alone. So again, Deep breath. There's never a rush to buy something or sell something. If you think it's at the peak, you're probably right, or you think it's at the bottom, you're probably right. But I give my alerts out. There's a 10-minute rule. Now, everybody that follows me, please comment. There's a 10-minute rule. You buy a stock or sell a stock 10 minutes after Matt alerts to it because it goes down or it goes up. I sold XL. I said there was such high demand to it. See, I admit myself, I'm transparent. I lost money on XL. Okay. I don't like the stock, but I lost money on it. I thought it was going up. Why? Because there was demand and volume. So I don't know where the stock is. I saw it hit 720 this morning. I bet it got rocked by the market too. Do you mind if I just look at XL? Let's talk about stocks. Let's just, okay, $6.70. So it went down today, up after hours. All right. So let's finish with that. I hope I was done. Oh, shit. I did want to look at one thing. Let's see the UVXY. Okay, 493, 491. So let me tell you real quick, the UVXY, it moves really quickly. If the markets are stable tomorrow, even if they're up, and if they're up big, it's going to drop. It's going to drop 8%, 10%, 12%. If the markets are rocky, say something happens overnight, it's going to open up at $5.50, and these options are going to be worth like 5 or 10 cents. Now, it moves quickly. So every time, if you look at the chart, every time there's a spike, it doesn't spike very long. There's nothing that really upsets the market. So that's how you have to think of it. Is anything really upsetting the market these days? No. The market gets upset about something. Really, if this tax thing came out and they really cared and gave a shot, the market should have tanked like 15%. It fell because there were people. It doesn't affect anybody right now. It's all like mental games. I swear, I think someone's doing it on me, though. You guys are doing that. You called the White House, and I'm talking to the institutions. Yeah, there's someone definitely from my hedge fund that subscribes to my platform. There is no doubt. When I notice volume and somebody else notices, and then all of a sudden it spikes like 5 minutes after. So, yeah, I guess they're smart too. All right, I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to talk about some stocks that you guys – now, if you spoke about a stock earlier on, I'm going to get to it right now. So if you thought it was terrible, don't worry about it. You're like, oh, shoot, I asked him too soon. I know he likes to talk for a while. Yes, so Biden messed with us on the Blink run. But you know what? So what was funny about Blink, real quick, and again, let me just think. I have one position in shares. I sold my options, so I have no position in Blink technically, okay? Blink, what was I going to say? So we started on the second round. So, yeah. So, okay, after the market tanked and it started the little recovery thing where they gave you that false sense of confidence, do you know there were like 2 major buys of Blink? So it could have been a retail investor. It could have been a hedge fund. It could have been any number of people that were like, the green energy story will outweigh the other thing. So there is a ton of demand. So anybody that stuck it out Blink, and then someone said as it was rebounding, dude, I stuck it out. I bought more at this, and I just sold at like $1.07. Again, my alert was 98 cents. If you sold at $1.07 and then you averaged down as well, you crushed it. So I know actually people made money in Blink. I was upset because I was tweeting to you people, and I gave up 50% that I should, I should have done better. I figured out in the math what I should have really made today on Blink because I do that. Yeah, I tell you not to do that. The glass is half empty, half full. The water bottle's, thank goodness it's partially full. But I figured out, I said, if I wasn't tweeting today, and I've done this a lot, if I wasn't tweeting, what would I have done? I said, okay, well, I would have sold at 150 instead of 135. I would have done this. I would have got in at 94 cents like it dropped down to. It actually dropped to 92 cents. When I say it dropped to 98 the second time, it actually went to 92 because I was watching it, and I was thinking to myself, oh, is this capitulating? What should I hold on to? I wouldn't sell. So I was thinking, and I almost, bought a couple more that time. I bought some more on the first time. Point is, I'm losing focus here. I really just lost focus. It's amazing when I do that. All right, so I was talking about Blake, and it went down. The point is, you can still make profit. You can make profit on any trade. It's all about entry point and exit strategy. So let's go. Oh, went all the way down to 40 cents. It climbed a little back. Yeah, no, but when it was climbing back the second time, it was still over $1. It spiked. They were asked that. So somebody actually got the ask because people wrote that to me. But if the market's green tomorrow, the green energy sector is going to do well. The XL, the Blink, the NEO hit 40. And when it was 39, I almost tweeted it that I thought I was going to hit 40. And I'm like, God, I can only give out tweets these days if I'm 100% positive. So although I saw the pattern, and thank goodness I didn't. Where'd NEO finish at? Do you guys mind if I look? I mean, you don't mind, or some of you might mind. Some of you actually probably have NEO. Let's see. It's here someplace. There it is. Okay, 39.57. So that's not bad. If I would have tweeted it, it wouldn't be bad. It was at 39. I saw there was demand. I know that I already like CSIQ, Canadian Solar, and they're talking about other solar stuff. And some people are in Excel, and then some people are in other companies that have to do with EVs. I know one of them, Nikola is spiking because the guy got on. He's like, yeah, we're definitely doing production. I mean, he probably is. Nikola is probably being truthful. There's probably money to be made there. But that company's lied so many times that of course that's what they're going to say. Yeah, production's coming along great. What are they going to tell you? We had an explosion in our factory and the battery. I mean, please. All right, let's go into more stocks. I don't want to dominate this. I don't want to. When did the proposal market act like that? When it just proposes the market act like because people read into the news stories. As soon as news breaks, you see movement on stocks and other things. People overreact. This market is a complete overreaction. Do you know why I got investing again? Because there are 30 to 50 million of you. I didn't get there to help you. I wasn't thinking that at the beginning of the pandemic. I was like, hey, there's money to be made. There's 30 to 50 million new investors. They're going to pump these certain stocks I know are worth more than they are, even if they're closed down for a year. I mean, you just know these things. So, I mean, what's the psychology there? That's why I think the market's going to rebound tomorrow. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll lose money on my trade of the UV, and the market will drop, and I'll be so upset that I put money into the market today when it's going to drop tomorrow. But if you ask me right now in my crystal ball, I would tell you, yeah, I think the market's going to rebound tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be a powerful day. I don't think it's going to be like super strong like today was going to be. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's super strong. I do think it'll be a good day. I think you have to be invested in the right stocks. If you're just in any old name stocks, there are so many stocks that are struggling now. So the market could be at an all-time high or struggling for a day, and your stock's being wiped out. If it is, you're probably not in the wrong stock. I mean, you're not in the right stock. I mean, real quick, Castor Marine, Sundial, all these things, they're always my opinion, all right? But I think they're all poop. Those pot stocks, poop. Yeah, they're going to pass legislation. I don't care. I don't shop there. I've got a pot card. I don't shop there, all right? They would have to sell so much. I mean, it doesn't matter. They still could go up. But I think there's just so much overvaluation. There's so many IPOs. I spoke about it yesterday. IPOs are down 20% from their highs. SPACs are down 32% from their highs, okay? And their highs were in January or February of this year. So if your SPAC's getting hurt, I mean, there's some SPACs that are getting hurt. Just so many SPACs out there. There's some real companies behind it. But like Coinbase has a greater valuation than the whole NASDAQ market. It's a company that runs the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. So if you combine them as two companies, Coinbase has a bigger valuation than them. I don't know. Is it worth more money? I don't know. That's the whole thing. There are valuations on everything. So if you're buying a stock, please know the valuation at least. You take the number of shares, all right, real simplistic. It's called the market cap as well, right? Take the number of shares times the price is 100 million shares. The price is $5. The company's worth $500 million. Okay? Does it make sense? I don't know. They sell paper airplanes. Probably not. They're probably not worth $500 million. Or, the valuations are crazy these days. There are so many billion-dollar companies. There are a few trillion-dollar companies, and they're probably, the valuation's probably there. I mean, they didn't get there for no reason, but there's so many companies that are just worth hundreds of millions or billions. People like them because of small float, and they're heavily shorted, and volume can make it pop. But that's not investing. It's kind of gambling. I mean, are you reading it the right way? Is it going to pop? Are they talking about it on Reddit? That's not investing. They're not telling you what to look for in a stock. I'm trying to share that with you. So when all this funny stuff is done, and there will be no funny stuff eventually, people are going to figure out how to trade the market and what real valuations are. And it's going to be based on earnings and potential and growth potential, and not like spur of the moment. I mean, NFTs could be great companies. I heard who's that DJ? He's popular DJ was talking about it on CNBC today. Steve Aoki. And he does a lot of stuff here in Miami Beach. So he was talking about NFTs, and he loves it. And he started collecting cards and baseball cards and blah, 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 blah. And I saw one of the NFTs, TKAT, was doing pretty good today. So I mean, there could be some hope for the top stocks, top NFTs. That could be the next thing. Okay, so let's go back to stocks. I don't want to ramble on. I don't want to be one of those guys. So considering proposal occurring, blah, blah, blah. Anybody? OCGN, it's running again. Let's see. I know that's not a real thing to check out a stock like that. It's not a question, especially when my phone overreacts. OCGN, where is it? Anybody? Oh, probably at the top of the list because I was pretty excited about it. Okay, 6.5%. Okay, 9.89. Oh, it was up to 10.24. Yeah, that's going to happen. It might actually close high, and there's going to be pre-market tomorrow again, but whatever. So say you got in this morning at $7. and it's $10. You got out with 50% gain in a single stock. Oh my God. That never happens. Never, ever. So thank you. Know how to take profit. Let's keep talking about stocks. I hope people, I was pointing it out, I only speak about volume and demand. If you follow somebody else, again, there's so many gurus. I don't pump and dump stocks. I actually tweet on public Twitter because I don't want there to be bad cultures. I would hate for somebody to, hey, what about this stock? What about that stock? So I'm going to speak about TRIT real quick because people asked about that the other day. Hey, he never speaks about TRIT. TRIT, T-R-I-T, I like it. There's huge institutional demand. So it's not going down. It has red days. I wonder where it's, I don't even want to look. So where is that? 718, 720, something like that maybe. It was a bad day. Bitcoin went down. People think it's related. It's really blockchain related. Anyway, I think when earnings come out, I believe the stock will be north of 9. I originally said 10, but it's a different market now. So I'm going to play it, day by day. If you're buying call options, don't buy 10. Some people show me 10. Hey, you're talking about 1050. I'm like, dude, I have certain rules about options. If I buy an option, it's in the money or at the money. I have to be extremely bullish about the stock in that time frame. People were buying options. When I found out earnings were delayed till the first or second week of May, I sold my April options on the peak, and I bought the same options for May on the dip. So I sold them for 74 cents or $74 per contract, and I paid the same thing. So what did I do? I just bought myself extra time. There's a lesson right there, buying yourself extra time. Please, again, share this video. This is a really good video. Yesterday's was pretty good too. AEP, I'm actually going to look at a stock because I don't even know what AEP is. So I'm just going to share some knowledge. And you waited so long. Anybody waiting this long, I'm going to get to your stocks today. I promise. Volume 274, it's in line. It's a little off its highs. It has a market cap of 43 billion, which is pretty substantial. It has a lot of shares outstanding. So in order to move a stock that has a huge market share capital like that and so many shares outstanding, it really has to have something important, an important catalyst to move. So I'm going to look at the demand real quick. And there's been some serious demand. There was some selling yesterday probably, and some selling today. Yeah, people were taking profit. There was heavy buying for quite some time. I mean, ever since the stock, I wouldn't be in the stock anymore. I'm not saying it's a bad play, but I'm seeing if you got in sub 80, then it's okay. You're in the profitable. But if you're talking about getting into the stock right now, like you're analyzing a stock, so there's a difference between is it a good time to be in or can I stay in the stock? Okay. If you're in sub 80, now I could be in that stock as low as 76 by the chart. Looking at demand, I would have seen it. I can't look at every single stock. I have 65 stocks on my watch list, and those are like my family. I know each of them. I know their ranges. I can see when something's moving. So that's good. Know a stock like your family. Another lesson I teach. Where does he teach all these lessons? On my platform. If you're watching it this far, you actually want to learn. If you're not part of my platform, which is $3.49 a week, there it is. You should be. Sign up for a week. I don't care. Take all the notes you want. Learn the lessons. Read it over and over and over again. This is for anybody that signed up. I want you to learn it instinctively. So when you look at a stock, go, I'm not buying that yet. I'm going to look for the dip, which is going to happen around this time. So real quick, since you waited this long, there's still 70 of you and there are going to people watch this, at night or whatever. Here's a special lesson for you. Specific times of the day, okay? Pre-market, after hours. Doesn't really matter unless there's heavy volume, less 1%. So what do we do? Market open. The reason options are so expensive between 9:30 and 10:30 is because the market could go like this. It could look like it's going down 100 points, yet it can finish up by 10:30 up 200 points. So options are volatile. That's why you plan ahead. If you want to sell options before 10:30, fine, as long as you're content or comfortable with selling at this point or buying at this point. You put in an order to buy or sell. But I'm not talking about options. I'm talking about the market. So it's really crazy right now. It's choppy from 9:30 to 10:30. Around 10:30 or a little earlier, maybe 10:15 sometimes. It settles, okay? So I'm just talking about the market volatility. All right, that's one thing. Next, what we've seen lately is there tends to be some type of spike overnight. Market opens up pretty darn good. Sometimes it spikes a little higher, and then they sell off. So the sell-off that I seem to, see happening goes till about 9:45. Then there might be, and again, it's plus or minus 5 minutes, usually plus. And then there's a correction a little. So at 10:10, you think it's good. You see a little correction, and then they'll sell off again. Right? The correction was right if we're in a bullish day, but they sell off again because people are scared and they're trying to force the market down and make money and whatever they're doing. So then around 10:50, this is what I tell everybody on my platform. So you're getting a free lesson again. I get out so many free, show people this video. There's been like 8 free lessons already and they're crazy. Timing, 10:50, used to be till 11 a.m. But now you look at 10:50 to about 11:05 a.m. You can look at the Dow. So wherever it starts at 1050, great. Wherever it finishes at 1105, if it finishes higher, it's going to be a green day. If it finishes lower, it's going to be a red day. So what does that tell you? Okay, so you look at that. Now, sometimes, say it's going to be bullish and it's going to go up the rest of the day. You might see a down spike for lunch, and then you get nervous and you start selling. But if you're a member of my platform or you just understand the market because I've taught it and you heard it someplace, it's going back up. We use 1050 to 1105 a.m. to understand the market. And you know what? The other gurus might steal my shit now. I don't care if they save some of you money because they understand the market better from hearing this video from me. So be it. I don't care. Everybody can take it. Share it with people. I don't care. 1050 to 1105 a.m. So say you have a great morning and at 1050 the market goes down like 20 points until 1105. And then it recovers real quick and you're like, all right, we're saved. We're not saved. It's a fake safe. If they sell between 1050 and 1105 a.m., they're going to sell sometime later in the day, probably after lunchtime dip. Then they're going to push it down harder. Now it's 220. They're going to sell again. Then you're waiting for 3 o'clock power hour. And guess what? They're going to sell again. So there are days like that. And some of you have been fooled and like, okay, well, it's going to go back up. I know a V. I know a W-shaped recovery. The institutions I mentioned that the other day. The institutions are onto you. They know you're looking for the U, the V, the W. Sometimes it doesn't matter. The market's too strong. Just because they don't want you to make money doesn't mean you're not going to make money. Some of you are like, yeah, I make money. I saw the W. I saw the V. Teacup with a handle. Who loves that expression? If you like this expression, share it with someone, all right? So 2 things. If you ever use the expression teacup, and I know you all do that. Okay, thoughts on AV. So, yeah, if you got in low. So, okay, let's keep going. I don't want to lose everybody here. Percentage. I have no clue what you're talking about. On crypto play, I hate Red Hat. Oh, yeah, so Red Hat probably gives you a free trade. But instead of buying Bitcoin at like 53,000, if it's currently 50, you're probably paying 53,500. I mean, they snag you. All these places do. I mean, so if you're buying Bitcoin or crypto, please buy from a reputable source. So if it makes the big guys bigger, I don't care. Somebody texted me the other day, Safe Moon or something Moon. It was like 00009, something like that. The point is that somebody said they got it stolen. They lost it. Please, I mean, I don't know how you get crypto stolen. I've never been hacked. Somebody said share my spreadsheet on some drive so we can all look at it anytime. No. I take my spreadsheet, I send it to myself. Right? That's how much I only send it to myself. I don't send it to anybody else. And then I take a picture with my phone, and then I enlarge it, and I pin it to my my Twitter private profile. And you guys see it. If I'm highlighting a certain thing, I'll say my options are on the bottom, and my new positions are in yellow. But that's my sharing. I don't trust. I mean, it's not like, AI is a great thing, artificial intelligence and all these systems, great, but not for me. I was never into social media or anything like that. I didn't want to, hey, I don't want anybody knowing. Why? Why should someone care about me? I mean, if I'm educating you, yes, then I should be important right now. But if I was just talking about anything, I would never just talk. There's some people that just Instagram videos. This one chick, friend of a friend, she just does it all the time. I watch it because who is she talking to? She's eating toast. Like, I'm eating toast right now. This is delicious toast. I'm going to have my who cares? I think it's hysterical. I mean, I care, I guess, because I follow her, right? All right, let's go back. Sorry for losing. Yeah, I'm human. I get sidetracked. Bitcoin is dropping hard. Yeah, that stinks. Oh, wow, it is. Oxygen's flying, OCGN, yeah, flying high. Let's keep going. Shitcoin marathons. Well, if Bitcoin is doing as bad, and I had to check it right now, if you guys are telling me it's doing so poo-poo. Okay, so when you guys tell me it's poo-poo, before I check, it was at 53,400 after the bad news. If it's doing poo-poo, I hope it's not 51,000, but it would be like 51,800. That's my guess. So I tell you guys make guesses. So let's check Bitcoin real quick. I hope it's not. I hope like you guys think like 53 is poo-poo. Nope, 51.8, 51.9. There it is. So yeah, so I make an educated guess. 51.9. It is doing poo-poo. But again, we were kind of warned by that. Institutions said that. Riot's been going down. Mara's been going down. I said it earlier on this week. I might look to enter into a position. Somebody said, is it the right time? So you're asking about Mara. What are my thoughts? Yeah, please, please, please. Bitcoin will bottom. Crypto's not the worst thing in the world. But now I saw this thing. So in this summit that they're doing for green energy, who do they have? The guy from Turkey, the guy from Germany, the guy from India. But India and Turkey. So let's talk about India real quick. Congratulations to India. They have the most cases ever in one day of COVID. Okay? The guy, the president or premier or whoever runs India, right? He allowed campaigning, different parties, festivals for holiday. So whatever, they outlawed crypto. Are you kidding me? Are you trying to kill your people or help your people be richer? So send this to the Indian guy, okay? Be like, yo, 37 minutes in, blah, 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 blah. Watch this video. Okay, the other guy, Turkey, right? Same with Turkey. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Outlawing crypto or something like that. Turkey's not a world power, okay? Don't send this to Turkey. I'll probably end up dead. Please don't share it with anybody that's Turkish. I love Turkey. I love Turkish food, all right? Maybe you don't like your leader. I don't know the leader. But who would outlaw crypto? That's my fight. Who would outlaw crypto? So silly. Okay, so then Germany, and then Canada, England, US, maybe a couple other Brazil. They didn't outlaw crypto, did they? I mean, I don't know what people would do. You would think they would invest. If they invested in Dogecoin, here you go. Say Turkey put their national debt in Dogecoin, right? At 4 cents. They could have got out at 40 cents. You know what? Turkey, they'd all be driving Lamborghinis like, oh, this is the greatest country ever. But that didn't happen. All right, yeah, they're coming for me. Let's see. Up 10% after hours. Well, I almost bought options today when I alerted you guys on the stock. And I have a lot of stock already. I almost bought options. But you know what I would have done? I would have broke my rule. It was spiking, and it was having FOMO, and I would have had to pay the ask. And I tell you guys not to do it. And that was when it was at like 737, and I'm like, how much higher can it go? It could probably go a lot higher. Let me look. And I was like, oh my God, imagine if I'm trying to teach these people and share them through transparency. And I'm like, dude, I had FOMO. I bought too soon because you would know either way. No other way for me to end up with the options unless I bought before 10:30 and had FOMO and cheated all the rules and bought the ask. And I mean, please, there are very few exceptions to the rule. This would be one, but this is a terrible example. Do not follow this example. Follow the rules, please, people. I mean, I can tell when you break the rules because somebody emails me on the side and says, hey, don't share this to anybody. I'm embarrassed, but I have 25 contracts of whatever, and it's down 75%. Okay, follow the rules. Then somebody asked me today, I got out of my Blink contract, and I basically broke even or made 3%, and somebody wrote me on the side, is it good for Blink? I mean, how insulting to me, and I'm sorry if I shouldn't be insulted. This person, guy or girl, said, is Blink good right now? And I said, I just sold my position, and I tweeted about it, and I'm unhappy about it because I was making money before it fell off a cliff. And you're tweeting me, is it good to go into Blink when I just sold my position? So I am upset. I'm like, no, I just sold my position. I do it very cordially, but I'm thinking to myself, I just could have made so much money, and I didn't. I made 3%. I could have made like a lot of percent. And this person, I just sold my position, and what if it rebounds? Then I feel stupid. And this person's asked me, is it a good time? And it just upset me. If I tweet about something, please pay attention. If you ask me a question, I think it's a really good question, I will actually tweet about it. I'll be like, hey, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see this story? I'm not the first with every story. You guys share with me. I appreciate it. When you guys share stories, you're like, hey, did you see the government did this? Somebody shared a story. The government wants to tax crypto 80%. False story. I go on, I bet my life on it, all right? False story. There's no way the government would tax anybody 80% for anything. It would never go. We live in the U.S. I live in the U.S. You might live in Turkey or India and trade crypto on the side or something. That would be a great business. If I lived in Turkey or India, that's a great business. You have some type of crypto exchange on the black market, right? So people can come in and trade crypto from your laptops. If somebody thinks of that idea and lives in one of those two countries, please include me in your business plan. I would love to consult on the project. It's probably very dangerous. You probably get caught. They cut off your arms or something. I heard a wrestler once got caught with drugs and they wanted to, anyway. All right. That was in the 80s. So yeah, I'm sure things have changed. You guys think I'm funny? That's pretty good. I'm looking for more stocks. So I'm going to go on a little longer, at least 6 minutes so we can outdo yesterday. Because if you missed yesterday's stream, it's definitely shown. And I'm very critical of myself. But yesterday I was on point. I spoke about, if you're here now, I spoke about options. There's still a lot of you. I spoke about options. I simplified it. Please go back and look. It was like halfway through. I spoke about certain things that I see in stocks. Again, these are all lessons. So if you took the 8 lessons from today, please take more. 52.5 and dropping. Yeah, that can't be good. I mean, where could it bottom? People said it could bottom at 48. Again, I'm shocked that there must be news on crypto, or they must have outlawed something, or somebody sold a big whale, and somebody got rumors on it. Okay, Excel had good news. That's good. Yeah, there's Domenia, Ioki. Okay, that's how far back we are. Okay, Illumina, best in class. Zach, I see your question too, but any company that has XXII, which I'll look at now, sounds pretty shady. 22nd century. What is this? There's a lot of volume lately, but it looks like it's capped out, bro. So XXII, I think it would have a tough time going over $4.25, which is what the topped out today. Unless they have some catalyst. Oh, it's a cannabis stock. Oh, it's got to be cannabis. I don't like cannabis stocks. Go back, watch from the beginning, please. It's crazy. Yeah, if you need something on the side, DM, reach out to Carlos, info@349trading.com. When you DM me on the side, I have no clue. Hey, I published this. So here's what you guys do, right? You come up with a name for Twitter. It doesn't match your email. Then you cancel the account. You cancel the 349 Trading, and then you resubscribe with a different one. But you want the same. Twitter handle. You're like, I used a different credit card, but I want the same Twitter handle. But it doesn't match because the email doesn't match the Twitter handle. So Carlos removes you from the private Twitter account when you cancel because you can't see the alerts. You can't see I still tweet. But that's what he does. And then you reach out to me and say, hey, why did I get blocked? Why did I get removed? Well, exactly. Hey, Carlos, can you do me a favor? If you removed that one guy yesterday, can you please add him in? He was blocked yesterday because he said, yesterday, I got to apologize. The gentleman made a comment about Futu Momo, right? And I thought he was calling me a moron, moron, and I was like a little temperamental. He was saying their site is called Moo, like Moomoo. So he's put MOMO. So I was like, all right. But anyway, I like that stock, Futu. I like Tiger, same ballpark. Let's keep going. Okay, so XXII, I think it's topped out. I think there's more downside than upside on that one. So if you understand, that's what I'm talking about. It's always risk versus reward, okay? If the downside is big, I don't like it. I don't like to lose money. If the downside is limited, I can sell at a loss for like 5%, 8%, 6%, 3%. But if my upside has 40% chance, I'll do that trade every time. 5% downside, 40% upside. My trades are profitable. I know what I'm talking about. I have knowledge. Okay, let's look at the next stock because we're definitely not talking about me. We're talking about stocks. By the way, this is so much better than Jim Cramer. You know, he probably gets his stocks sent to him ahead of time. He already says that this is his Excel's thing, right? So he liked Excel when it was $20 or $19.75, and he hated it when it was $8.75. Oh, it's such a terrible stock. It's a SPAC. And then people would write, dude, you're the one that put me in this stock. I mean, and then he says, oh, I get hate things on Twitter all the time. I just ignore them. Well, they're true. They're true. He says crazy things. I tweeted at him once. How can he do that to people? People follow him. My charitable trade. Do you know how much he probably gets paid from the charitable trade? He probably gets paid from everybody, man. He's such a sellout. I hope show Jim Cramer this. Please share this video, all right? Now I've insulted institutions, hedge funds, all the people that went to like Harvard, Stanford, Yale, all those Ivy League schools that work for the hedge funds institutions. I like the CEOs of the institutions. Those guys, people are doing good charity work. Jim Cramer, fool. He's a cancer when it comes to a stock. Oh, yeah, so let me look at this stock real quick, and then we'll look at the other stock I want to talk about today. So let's look at the 1 month chart. Ooh, tons of selling from 429. It was the bad market. Volume is extremely light. It's extremely light. It's an expensive stock. So yes, if we continue on to a bull market, okay? If this little last thing was a hiccup, if Bitcoin's a hiccup, again, hiccups. If we're not hiccups, we're in a bear market. It's going down. Everything's going to throw up on itself. We'll go down 15%. But if we're in a decent market and there's still good values, which I think because companies are coming out with earnings, yes, subscribe to that button right there. Companies are coming out with earnings. They're crushing it. Whirlpool. There are other companies today. So let's talk about this stock. So if the market continues in a bullish trend till July, okay? So we're in April, July, April, May, June, July. Okay, great. 4 months, 3 months. This stock could go from 408, where it's at now, all the way to visit its highs again, just under $500. Yeah, please follow us, 349 Trading. We're on Facebook now. This is probably going to be replayed on Facebook. But if you're watching this far, you already watched this far, you're probably not going to watch the replay, although you should. You should watch this replay like 23 times. EBON, I assume EBON got hit hard in the day. The shorts are gone, all right? So we covered your stock, Illumina. It could be good if we're in a bull market, please. Earnings, I would be careful. I mean, if they're in a good market, like it looked like there was computer-related stuff or like a NVIDIA vesting, earnings should probably be good. But let's go at EBON, okay. So EBON, I like it. I'm waiting for it to just explode. I actually told my ex today, I said I could explode. We'll maybe sell some call options tomorrow when it's $5. It was at $4.40. It had strong demand. Someone bought a ton of EBON this morning. But they've been doing that. They've been buying it. The shorts are gone, I think. There are probably some, millennial traders, retail traders are like, yeah, I'm still short. That stock sucks. dude, I just make money off that stock. You might not sound like that, but you might. But the stock has strong support. It's strong support all the way up to $4.40 now. It's not a great thing, but it's a good thing. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Carlos. I appreciate that. I wasn't sure we wanted people to know, but I mean, you can share anything you want. I'm just kidding. All right, trade 760. Is that what you guys were typing? Yeah, see, positive investments. That stock should be like 728, 718. If I was manipulating that stock, I could have pushed it under 7 today. So yeah, it's strong. If you're not familiar with TRIT, again, I own some stock. I own a few options. It's not a killer position. I've been sitting here since $6.88. It's $7.62. Great. It's reached as high as $8 and change when they came out with good news. Again, they're coming out with earnings the first 2 weeks in May. I think it's going to be off the chart. That's my opinion. I think the number of users that they have is going to go up 50% from the previous number. That's what it did previous quarter. I think the amount they trade is going to go up 50%. That's what it did in the previous quarter. So I just base it on history. If I beat you in a road race, like a race, and we race again, guess what? I'm going to beat you again. If I beat you at 1-on-1 playing basketball, I'm going to beat you again. If there's a dude that follows me that plays like formerly played in the NBA, he's going to beat me. Guess what? He's going to beat me again. I'm not going to beat him. I saw a competition between like a great basketball player in the NBA, forgot who it was, and playing against this college kid that thought he was all that. The NBA player won like 11-0. I mean, it was a joke. He was slotting him. They're both the same size. He just knew him. I mean, he was like him like 6 years from now or whatever. All right, so trade health strong. Let's keep going. Can't believe I blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, listen, all the alerts aren't golden. I show you guys what I see. If I show or talk about volume and it's spiking a little, which it was at the time, like 6%, and we know that stock spikes, and we also know that stock has baggage holders, yeah, you could err on the side of caution. It's okay. It's okay to miss a trade. Somebody texted me, DM'd me on the side, I keep missing these entry points. And I said, congratulations. And she was like, why? And I was like, because your entry points are so on point. You're trying to get the best deals. You're trying to get them on sale, whether it's options or stocks, and they're not executing. Congratulations. And then somebody said, all of my options execute too soon. Yeah, because when you go into Robinhood or another device, they give you the current price. So if the stock is down and you're trying to plan ahead and they're telling you to sell the option at $3 or $300, you have to put in your own price. You're like, no, I want to sell it for $500. I mean, take the profit. So Mara and Riot, good plays, stay away. Until you, okay, so this is the whole thing about Mara and Riot and any other beaten up stock. You guys know I love beating up stocks. If you're with me, which a lot of you still are, you guys are great. If you like beating up stocks, right, which I do, because there's so much value and downside is limited, Riot and Mara still have downside. That's why I haven't invested in them this week. Because what if Bitcoin does fall? Yes, I thought we were at the double bottom. I bought more Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin. I know where it's going to be at the end of the year. Now, everybody's fighting it. I mean, rules, regulations, this, we're going to tax it, we're going to blah, blah. They're trying so hard. One day it's going to explode. It might not explode. It might test 48,000. It might test 50,000. I hope it doesn't. I hope it bounces back to 54, 55. Other than that, it's going to go up. So I still say 75,000 mid-June. Is that a bad prediction? I like that prediction. I still say 158 by the end of the year. I haven't changed my predictions. These analysts, no, let me give it to myself. Maybe I'll write myself a new thing and I'll be like, Bitcoin is actually going to go here. And then I'll wait a day. I'll see if I approve it. Then I'll wait another day and then I'll approve it. Then I'll tweet about it. That's not how it works. I give you honest, nothing's changed with Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, everything, zoom out. Lesson, another lesson I teach in my platform, zoom out. Nicotine, they control nicotine levels of tobacco. Okay, they're not a weed company, or they are. XXII, if they have to do with weed, I don't want to be part of it. If they control nicotine levels in tobacco and Biden wants to limit the amount of tobacco in cigarettes, then why not? He's got 4 years. He'll probably win again and get 4 more years. So he's got 8 years to make changes to the country. If he wants to limit tobacco, again, I don't think it's anybody's prerogative. I smoke cigarettes, okay? They're not good for you. People bum cigarettes off me, and I warn them, hey, you're going to die if I give you a cigarette. You understand that, right? I'm not the Surgeon General, but I give you a warning. I swear, I give it. They ask me for a light. I won't give them a light. I'll give them a cigarette. I won't give them a light. Yeah, you got them when they were low. Right, Justin. I'm in Mara as well. I think, and I was looking at those stocks when they were like $4 and $9 and then $12 and whatever. But it's okay to take profit. It's okay to wait for the bottom. 51,000. Okay, well, don't tell me it's going under 52. Yeah, I knew it was. Oh, it's 51 now. What, 51.9? Yeah, that's what it was before, 51.9. This is old. Tesla, I got calls. I got Tesla calls, so it's going below. Yes, a lot of people think they're like that, but I'm going to look at Tesla for you. So my problem with Tesla is I'd rather you have NEO calls. We're talking about green energy. We're talking about stuff like that. So I like Canadian Solar, First Solar, NEO even, because NEO had good news. They had one bit of good news followed by a second bit of good news. Tesla struggles because the car killed someone. Was it automated drive? It was this. I don't know what the answer is. So please, and my opinion is only my opinion. So don't share this with Elon because then you won't be able to text him anymore. All right, Elon. So maybe Elon will save it. So Tesla in 3 months is down $125 or 15%. That makes sense. Let's look at the 1 month. The 1 month is completely mixed lately. In fact, it always looks mixed. So the reason I don't like Tesla sometimes is because Kathy Wood has so much money invested in Tesla. She controls the stock price. It's pure manipulation. So yeah, it trades between like 697 where it was and 700, or was it 800, or made its way up. Right now, I don't know. It was going to be bullish today, I bet, right? 753, and that's like 30. Yeah, it was bullish today. Again, that capital gains killed it. So it's really how the market reacts. So if you have Tesla call options, first of all, Tesla call options and put options are so dangerous. I'm 5-2 against Tesla. I don't wager and fight Tesla all the time. If you're wrong on Tesla, I saw somebody bet $220,000 on Tesla options and he lost. He was short. He bought puts and the stock was spiking. This is when we all thought it was overvalued. I did the same thing 5 weeks later and I made 500%. So it's all about timing. You don't have to be the first one in. So the story about the stock that's bottoming is you don't have to be the first one in. Good. I like millennial people. Man, I'm more millennial. If you guys learn how to trade the market, you're going to crush it. If you're learning at whatever age, somebody follows me in high school. He tweeted me on the side. He says, I can't pay for your platform. My dad only lets me invest $100. I said, watch the YouTube video. So if that's you out there, thank you for watching this long, dude. I mean, this is free, right? That's why you should tweet it to your friends or show it to your friends. Or this is a free thing. I'm sharing so much today, lessons. I'm sharing about our opponents. It's us versus institutions. I'm sharing about stocks. Let's go. How am I check the email. I don't check the email at all, dude. I'm so busy with Twitter and I'm trying to trade. I mean, if I wasn't doing this platform for you guys, and I like doing this platform, I like teaching, and that's never going to change. If I wasn't doing this, I'd be driving a Ferrari and going to, I would probably make so much money. It's ridiculous. I see things happen by the time I'm thinking if it's good or not or whatever, and I don't even trade for myself. I leave my stocks, my long-term stocks, a lot of it's there. I have side money, but I don't touch my stocks because I don't want to day trade. I don't want to live dangerously. I trade my options. It's fun for me. It lets me see the things in the market that I think I'm seeing. It keeps my brain, focused and active. So I love that. All right. Bitcoin predictions, I already gave that. So if you missed it, it sucks for you because it was like 10 minutes ago. Somebody thinks he's going, Chris Sane is an idiot. I'm sorry you follow him. I mentioned him the other day. He has 500. Yeah, tweet him too or show him this. He's got like 500,000 followers. He was talking about how poop Neo was, right? And it wasn't poop at the time. I was watching the video. It was just out. And he was like, oh, we're going to buy puts today. Yeah, we're going to do this. And he's not even enjoyable. So many of these guys aren't even entertaining. Now, there is one or two of them. And I actually looked at him like, this guy is so great. He was talking to me like I talk to you guys. The thing is, I do talk to you, so I care. If they don't care and they're just pumping out videos like blah, 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 and they're just touting stocks, like if they're not even trying to teach you and they're just talking about stocks, do not follow them. I don't care if there's an upheaval like everybody hates Matt or some shit like that. I don't care. All right? If somebody's just telling you stocks, you should buy this, you should sell this, this is why, but they're not giving you any reason or any psychology behind it or talking about the market or the market conditions, then they shouldn't be talking about it. If they're telling you, you're watching this far, to play dead in the market, that's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Who plays dead in the market? You have serious money. So you're watching your money go down 1,000, 900, 8, play dead. 6. Okay, can I wake up now? It's like $200. That's like the dumbest thing. Always think if the market's going down, it's going to capitulate 10%, 20%. Get out of the stock. Take a loss. Make a mental note. I got out of the stock at $2. It goes down to $1. I invest the same amount of money, and I still have 50% of the money on the side because I just bought it back for $1. People that follow me sold your Tiger options. Like one dude told me like 8 times. He's like, I sold them again for $3.50. I bought them for $2.50. I sold them for $3.30 today, and I bought them for $2. The guy keeps trading the same options that I'm holding on to because I'm trying to I'm not that good right now. There's some people that can time options so perfectly. I'm not that person right now. I know a good position. Oh, yeah, play dead. Sorry. So play dead. Why would you do that? You're going to lose money. Always, I teach a lesson. Improve your position. So I spoke about blank. If you missed the very beginning of the show, I spoke about blank. It spiked. I sold my options real quick, right? I could have made 52%. I didn't. I made like 30 something cents, 37 cents, I guess. I said 33 before. I made 37. And that's why, Anyway, the point is always improve your position, please. If something's going down and you see there's negative demand, don't fool yourself and tell you, somebody just sold. It was an institution. They sold 1 million shares. If somebody sold 1 million shares, there's more where that came from. If you think it's just going to turn around and you're like, it's going to turn. I know it is. And you're excited and you probably smoked too much weed or you drank or you missed something because it's going down. Okay. Kramer's a clown. That was a long time ago. So there must be a lot of questions. All right. Another stock. Perfect. Oh, and I like you too because you made money. GB Gammons. You actually did something. And I worry about you guys. When I give an alert out, I'm so worried that you guys are going to hold on to the position for too long. So I love when you guys sell something, you're like, thank you, man. I made 30%. I bought at this price. You alerted it. I waited because I missed the alert. So I bought it at 70 cents and I sold it for $1. I made 30 cents. I made, 30 out of 70 is what, 40%, 42%, something like that. Yeah, so I'm good with numbers. I come up with that stuff real quick. Okay, so I'm going to look at, because this gentleman, he actually knows how to trade my information. Again, all I do is provide information. I'm transparent with what I do, but I give you guys information. I can't tell you. I get so many emails on the side, and I get why you're doing it, but you're asking me questions. Should you do this? I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. So if you're asking me, is it a good position here to do that? I don't know. Base your positions on the market, okay? So CPNG, Coupang Inc., I don't know what they do. Today's chart looked great. There was finally demand. There looked to be maybe some demand yesterday after it capitulated. Before that, you go back to the end of March, there was some heavy demand. The selling that took place over the last month, this is a great company. I'm going to add it to my watch list. CPNG, all right? Let me check out the volume. Yeah, it's below average in volume. Okay, but it's almost at the 52-week low. I love companies like this that are turnarounds. I'm actually going to add it to my watch list, and I'm going to see what they do. I'm going to look at the 3-month now. So, again, it probably has to do with the market. Actually, I said the volume was good. The volume hasn't been good since the beginning of March when it tanked. I'm going to tell you this one right now. I'm not going to add it to my watch list. I'm not saying it's a bad position. What I'm telling you is it's going to follow with the market. So if you're in CPNG at a good price and you like what you're seeing, please, it's okay to stay with it. If you're worried about it, please take it. TYME, I thought that moved good. Again, tough market. It really wanted to move before the market started turning poopy. It was like a 228. 154. There was 5-year chart. That's not a good thing to look at. Okay, I already know that. 3-month chart. Yeah, that looks good. I already know this is turning around because I've noticed it for a couple of days now. So it's turning around. There was good volume. Nothing explosive there. So the volume is so light, 1.7 million. The average volume is close to 11 million. So it's not going to move until there's a bit of catalyst. I have a position there, TYME. I've got a couple actually, maybe 3. So I'm waiting for a rebound. I guess that's what biotech, right? Or some shit like that. Again, I look at charts. SBNY. We're killing it at 5 hours. Oh my God. Okay, we got to end this. I'm going to do like 2 more stocks, the ones I'm reading. SBNY, because hopefully you guys are still here. If you're not, Signature Bank. Okay, so this is a banking stock. It's an expensive one. So I can tell you right now, if you're in there, you're probably okay. Banking stocks are doing well. There's huge demand. Supposedly they're going to go higher. I happen to like best in class. So I would look for some. Actually, you probably know this better than me, Signature Bank. I don't know. My best in class stocks aren't the best in banking. And if you want to know a banking stock, Wells Fargo, I think I got out of it at like $30 or something like that. It's probably around 44 now. It's a piece of shit, Wells Fargo. Yeah, share this video with Wells Fargo because they're a terrible company. They treat their customer. I won't even get started. Okay. Since you guys are here, ISCC, you waited so long. ISCC. And then, I don't even know what, that's definitely not it. ISCC. Yeah, I don't know what mutual fund that is. I couldn't care about mutual funds. I already explained that. I think they take people's money. So if you waited that long, I apologize. I don't like mutual funds. They take an expense. I don't like them. Definitely NEO. Yeah, NEO looks good as long as the market's good. Zip Trader. Yeah, there are probably some decent traders out there. I'm not saying everybody's terrible. But when they talk about something without any background to it, without any reasoning behind it, you can't believe that. So please, if they're talking about it and they have good reasoning, hey, we're about to do this, and their numbers sound accurate, then it's fine. They're probably very knowledgeable people. There are other people that are trying to help you. Okay, you guys are great. I got no clue what's going on here. Bitcoin's cratering. I don't know if that means it's going like that or it's just falling, but you guys are scaring me. Bring these stocks back tomorrow. I appreciate everybody. Those members of my platform who watch this, thank you. Those people who are watching this for free, thank you. Those people who retweet this or reshow this or show the link, thank you. It's on Facebook. I've got a platform. I don't kill anybody. I'm trying to make it available to the masses. There are 30 million people that need my platform. As soon as we hit 1 million people, I'm going to take the price down. All right? We hit 1 million people, I'm going to take the price down. Tell your friends. We're way away from 1 million people, but we're doing some really cool shit. I'm not going to talk about it till later. Share the broadcast with someone. I'm not a financial advisor. Did I say enough? Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Truly appreciate it. I've got no clue how to stop this, so I'll just hit stop cam. Have a good one.